Oh, hey, Boo Bear. Yeah, so it's working this time. I think it just didn't connect properly the first time.
Bitch.
Yeah, I know. What a great service Amazon's running, right? Yeah. So, what have you been up to lately?
Not a ton. I've been trying to get as much into ours as I can. Oh, I had surgery at the beginning of last month, so I had a month off work, which was wonderful.
Did you go crazy? Because I remember after my surgery, I was going fucking nuts.
A little bit. Like, for the first few days, yes, but then I was able to, after long enough, start playing some video games, and then eventually drawing and painting, and that helped.
Good. And you do miniatures mostly, right?
Yes, yes I do.
Is there like a specific campaign or like genre, or is it just like whatever miniatures you can get hold of?
Whatever miniatures I can get hold of. I like trying to find the less well-known ones. Board games, certain board games have had some really awesome ones of late. I posted a bunch of them to Instagram, and I've been gaining followers in the painter community, and that's really nice.
That's actually super dope. I feel like I should use my Instagram, but I'm lazy.
It's fine. It's like the only thing I actually use my Instagram for. The occasional pictures of my kid, because she's charming my fucking heart.
Good. Yeah, I actually tried painting for the first time in a long time the other day, and boy, was that hard. Yeah, like I think I drew a picture of the D3 Necromancer like forever ago. I want to say when it was announced, and it was just like a really shitty, 5-minute sketch. So we had some watercolors on sale at work, and I was like, well, I really like the manga like waterwork style. I think it looks cool, like it's really pastel-y. And I was like, okay, that would probably look super dope for Magic, so I'll try my hand at that. And like, God, I can't even tell you the last time I used watercolor. I want to say it was probably back in like elementary school or something. But it just, I think it's like half of it looks really good, and the other half looks like I haven't touched watercolor since middle school.
Well, watercolor is not the easiest medium. I don't know why they give it to kids.
Yeah, really. I was painting with it, and I was like, okay, Crayola, I thought you were good, but this brush is trash. Like, it's just falling apart, and, like, bristles are getting everywhere, and the colors, they mix, like, super awkwardly. I was like, Jesus Christ, how did kids play with this? No wonder everyone thought they sucked as an artist. Like, that shit's hard. That's like, hey kids, we ran out of Crayola, so here's some pastels. Try shading really lightly. Like, but like, yeah, I definitely I can see myself using it when I get a little less heavy-handed with it, because it does look really good for Magic. But
I was gonna say, my dad gave me some tips like a long time ago. He was trying to get me into canvas painting because he's an artist with like every medium.
right,
And he's scary fucking good at it.
with like chainsaws and shit too, right?
Chainsaws and miniature and canvas painting, and fuck, he made a frame for this painting he did of Adam and Eve being cast out of the Garden of Eden, and so it's like a perfect rendition of that original famous painting, but the frame actually cuts through the painting itself and around it, and it looks like the cockpit of a fighter jet.
That's cool.
You're meant to be like looking through a fighter jet cockpit. I don't know, I guess aiming at Adam and Eve or the angel that's casting them out.
Maybe it's just the Assassin's Creed retelling, you know?
Yeah.
The original ones were like, these fuckers. Steal my damn apple.
Anyway, the tip you told me with the watercolors is just like to glob it onto one thing, like if you got a dude with an open hand, or like if you want to do magic, so you got to do with an open hand, just kind of holding your hand out, just glob some watercolor, you know, some paint on there, and then just blow on it so that it goes outward. And it does some pretty magic stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't get, like, while I was using it, it looked too clean. I was like, how do people make it look sloppier than this? It was just, it was weird. It's definitely way different than acrylic paint, which I'm used to. Like, I did some pretty good, like, nature shit with acrylic, but painting anything realistic, I always make it look cartoony.
Yeah.
You know, that's just like a problem you have when you're self-taught. You're just like, this is how I know how to do it, so this is how it's done.
Kind of gonna flail around at this for a little bit.
Right, exactly. Like, one day this will look nice, but I don't have enough time to practice.
That's how I was with miniature painting until I found like some wash tricks to make everything look good without me having to put that much effort into it.
Good. Yeah, you know, I know my mom did miniature painting for a while. I want to say after she graduated high school, like she would just like get stoned with her friends and they'd play D&D and shit. And right, I'm pretty sure she's the reason why my family has a thing for like elves and shit. But I'm gonna turn down the audio real quick because I'm having some issues hearing you. Okay, so whoever actually cares about Dragon Age's story, sorry, but it's like 5 years old now. You can get over it.
There's plenty of shit on YouTube if you need a recap.
Right, exactly. Oh, I will just fall down this ladder. Fuck me. Oh god, no.
DragonAgeKeep.com, and you can build it yourself.
You know, okay, so before I started this playthrough, I went on Dragon Age Keep, and I am locked out of my EA account. I am so angry right now because it's attached to an email that that got like hacked into, and I can't recover it. And every time I tried to set up a new email on Origin, it was like, nah, sorry, try again later. That function's down right now. So I can't recover my password, and I can't switch it over. So I'm gonna have to call them up and try to find a way to prove I'm me, because dude. I have, like I said, I played this when I was recovering from surgery, so I have every single thing you can do through all 3 games almost unlocked. I had to force myself to be pro Templar for the first 2 games, which is awful because the Templars in the first 2 games suck. Like, okay, I honestly actually don't know how familiar you are with Dragon Age, because I know.
I played the hell out of the second one.
Okay, the bad one. That's fun. Everyone played so much of DA2. Like, that's really weird because it's the bad one.
Okay, bad is like it is relative to the other ones because I also played DAO. I should say I tried to play fucking DAO, Dragon Age Origins.
Right.
But oh my god. The UI is god-awful.
Oh, yes it is. Yes it is. It's so bad.
The gameplay is god-awful.
It's just barely better Knights of the Old Republic, and that game is broken. like,
I freely admit the story was fantastic, because when we got to that first battle where Loghain betrays you, and you've got the army coming at yours...
Yes.
Holy fuck, I'm getting like flashbacks to the first time I saw Lord of the Rings Two Towers in theater.
Yeah, and
oh
my god, like that was just a couple years after that too, so it was definitely right in the Lord of the Rings hype. But yeah, like Origins is definitely a product of its time. Like mods help with that game. They help a lot.
But they only go so far.
That is true. That's why it's really funny, because like a bunch of hardcore fans they'll complain about how shitty the deep roads are, and they're like, oh yeah, you need the mod that makes the deep roads, you just skip it. But there's like a mod to skip giant sections of that game, not just like the deep roads, but you can basically, I remember seeing someone's playthrough where they're like, yeah, I modded it to have all the popular Nexus mods, and you like do the first mission and the last mission. and you have like all the companions and everything's unlocked already. And I was like, okay, that's the Dragon Age community right there. We can't agree on what's the shitty part of the game. We just agreed that it's the good one. And I don't agree with that so much. I think it's the Final Fantasy syndrome, honestly. I think it's like everyone started with Origins, so they just, yeah, Origins is so much better than 2 and Inquisition. But I think as far as plot goes, it might be the best, but it's also had the most time to develop plot-wise. Character-wise, I actually kind of prefer 2, because, like, you're a really tiny squad. It's just basically like you and your weird roommates just doing shit around the city. It's like medieval Friends in a way. Like, 2's just so surreal.
Oh my god. That's part of its charm.
Yeah, like, look at Dragon Age Origins and Inquisition, you can definitely tell that they're like the same series, but 2 is just, it's a poor stepchild, man. Like, it's,
well, it helps that you can make the excuse that, well, it's just very
right,
telling of it.
Exactly, and that is honestly genius, because in retrospect, that made me like the game a lot more. Because it's like, yeah, Origins and Inquisition, you're playing through the player's view, but in 2, you know, it's just Varric trying to psych out Cassandra, like, yeah, I totally did all this shit. And you remember that one, like, French elf Spanish guy that showed up in that first story? Well, he had, like, an orgy with Isabella and Hawk on a beach. That definitely happened. Again, because that happened the first game. So I think it kind of helps help the narrative that Varric is just a really bad writer. He just comes up with everything on the top of his head. And you'll even see like Dragon Age theorists bring that up when they're talking about the oh god, how do you say his name? Corypheus DLC for Dragon Age 2. It's like tonally really different from the rest of the game. And they're like, well, that's because, you know, Varric didn't have enough time to think of a lie. He just had to tell the truth with that one. I was like, okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense. But also why Hawk is so much funnier in DA2 as compared to when you meet him in Inquisition. Because even if you have a sarcastic Hawk when you meet him, he's still like a mopey downer.
Yeah. So it just makes sense that Varric was self-inserting into those moments.
Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, that's what all writers do, because you only have your own perspective, so...
Yep.
So everyone's a sarcastic jerk, and, you know, they all get turned up to 11, so... Fenris is super broody, and Carver's extra whiny, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, but God, I hated Carver.
Yeah,
I intentionally avoided playing a mage so I would not have to have Carver live.
and it sucks, because, like, 2's magic is really good. But Carver's just so frustrating. And Bethany's, like, you don't get enough time with your siblings either way, but I don't know. It's weird.
Bethany was really good. I can never say.
Right, because she's happy to be like a circle mage, or, you know, she's not a fan of being a warden, but I don't think anyone's a fan of being a warden.
No.
But Carver, he's a whiny Templar, he's a whiny warden, he's just always crying about something.
He just sucks.
Yeah. So I'm at the part now where I have to fight that pride demon, and the sick-ass strats that I read online say, hide in a corner, let all of your companions die, and then just let Liliana tank everything. I was like, okay. Because she's immortal, and she will finish the fight for you. Fucking hard. Okay. Okay, where can I hide Solus and Varric so they will get out of the way?
I'm hopping back on Justice for the first time in forever.
Ooh, what's going on that?
Apparently we can all become level 30, and I don't know if regeneration gear counts anymore? 'Cause, okay, all my regen tokens got converted into credits for some reason, and so now I've got to start from scratch with those.
That's weird. I had like hundreds of those.
So do I. So did I. Which got converted to tokens. The Ninja Turtles are actually pretty fun to play with, though.
Yeah, I played it when they got released, and I haven't played it since. Come on, guys, you can do it.
I'm still super miffed that Black Lightning is not the main feature and that it's a Raiden skin. Or Raiden skin, I would have preferred the reverse.
Yeah, Raiden is one of my favorite people, but I 100% would have preferred Static Shock. Or even fucking if Black Lightning was the character and it was a Raiden skin, and I don't even know who Black Lightning is. So...
He was... Actually, he's got his own show out on CW, and it's not too bad.
They all started out not too bad. They get bad as it goes. That's how CW works.
True, but Flash is actually fun now.
Oh, is it? But I liked him being mopey.
Anyway, so...
I'm Barry Allen, and I'm the saddest man in the world.
God. Even the actor was complaining about it. Like, yeah, I pretty much just cry for a half hour, and that's your series finale. That's your season finale.
Yeah, I'm kind of waiting for the Dawson's Creek theme to play the next time someone gets sad. I don't want to wait.
Actually, already happened.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not kidding, because, I guess John Wesley Shipp, the guy who plays his dad, was on Dawson's Creek or something for a little while.
Oh, okay.
They go back in time, like the premiere of season 3, they go back in time to 1998, and the Dawson's Creek theme is playing in the background.
Nice. That's kind of meta.
That was very meta. On the other hand, having Hellboy in the game is fucking awesome. Like, they nailed him because he looks like his, more comic book based.
Yes.
His legs are kind of disproportionate.
Oh, yeah. He's got that goofy ass, square rectangle-y head. Yeah, it's 100% true to the Mike Mignola. Mignola. Okay, yeah, it's
actually pronounced the way it's spelled.
That. Well then, that's good to know.
Suck on that, Mignana.
Yeah, no, Vic McMew and fucking Mignolian, whatever. But
Hebert.
Right. Oh, I always say Ebear. Damn it.
No, it is Ebear.
Oh, okay. Fucking Herbert.
And there's Chuck Huber, who we can just call Chuck Hubert.
Right. Oh, man. Okay, so this fight's honestly not hard. He's literally just, sitting in the corner. I've been standing here the entire fight. Whew. I was worried about literally nothing.
All these companions are dead, but it's still going okay.
So whatever, as long as they get experience, I don't care. Oh, hey, look, there's a traitor. Oh, what's that? That's kind of bright. Oh.
Too bad you can't romance Solus with that face.
Oh my gosh. I did, after I beat Oh my god, what happened? Okay, so Trespasser came out, I want to say while I was recovering from surgery, and that's why I was, like, binging the game so much. And after I played it through my main file, I basically, like, speed ran a romance with him. And it's so good, dude. Like, it's so good.
At your recommendation, I did the same.
I was like, oh man. I can't believe, like, all that was put in at the last minute, too, because, you know, there wasn't supposed to be any other races than human playable. But it added a layer, and I don't know. I feel bad for whoever's in charge of 4 because now they have to keep up with all the trash that happened in Inquisition. They have to make up for Andromeda, and they're gonna have to make up for whatever Anthem fucks up also. So...
Oh, well.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, I think you're the one that told me this, but apparently Destiny is good again?
Not good, but it's better.
It's better? Is it Destiny 1 yet?
No. Okay, I'll level. I don't feel all that much difference between the two of them. I started getting back into it because I was Sherping someone along, and I'm just kind of casually playing it like I did Destiny 1 anyway.
Right.
So, sure.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they keep on doing half measures with everything. They really need to commit.
They upped the movement speed to everybody. They increased the recharge rate of everything. It's easier to get ammo.
Right.
As submachine guns are actually useful.
Oh, good. So that they probably
not all of them, but a couple of them are.
They probably did some gun enhancements for console then. So I don't know.
No, they did. They upped the ammo capacity for several different heavy weapons, and yeah, they just mostly kind of hit a slight fast forward button on everything, which has been nice.
Yeah,
it definitely feels smoother.
That was my biggest complaint when the beta came out, is I was like, I can't believe we're back to these awful recharge times. Because the fast-paced reload on everything was awesome. Like, you used your abilities more for CC than you did to actually do damage. And when you can't freaking crowd control but once a fucking minute, there's no point in it. So, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know, man.
Yeah, no. Hop into it if you want, don't if you don't. It really doesn't matter.
It's like, oh...
Nothing matters.
Exactly. I think I'll hop on when the next expansion releases. But until then, I'm just gonna keep on watching everyone else complain so I don't have to worry about it.
Fair enough.
So, you are a giant Elder Scrolls nerd, as I am. Have you heard about the newest expansion that is coming to Elder Scrolls Online?
The Somerset Isles, you mean?
Yes, I am so excited because I am obviously a Aldemiri Nazi.
I know.
Oh my god, I was watching some YouTubers like, you know, Camelworks and Kevdoit. They actually got to play bits and pieces of it, and the architecture of Somerset is the coolest shit ever. It's like, take feudal Japan and medieval Germany and fuse them together, and that's what Somerset is, and it's just so dope.
Bruh, that's hot.
Yeah, it's only everyone's tall gold people with pointy ears and superiority complexes, so it's the same as Germany. But I don't know. Like, I'm excited because I am one of those weird people that actually enjoys Elder Scrolls Online solo, because you can play with people, but you really don't have to. Um, it's just I like looking at the pretty sunset sometimes.
That's understandable. Nothing's really drawn me in to play it, so that's why I haven't.
A sale. If you can get the game for like $10 like I did, I really recommend it.
Yeah.
Because I bought it at not launch, but like early on, and I was like, "This is awful. I regret buying this." And then they released that update where, "All right, everyone's your level. You go do what you want. We don't care anymore. Just keep playing, please." And I was like, "Wow, this game's actually playable now. It's pretty great." They basically just took levels off of everything, and they're like, "You do you." I was like, "Good," because that's what Elder Scrolls is. It's you just doing what you want to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why. It's just MMOs require a certain level of commitment that I don't have the attention span for.
Right. Yeah. I gotta say, the PvP is probably the best PvP of anything I've played ever. Yeah, it's a big factor in it, honestly. There's nothing like you just joining some people in the middle of Cyrodiil's fucking empty field and throwing fireballs at each other. It's just crazy. Oh,
It's pretty tight.
yell at him, Cassandra. Smack him. Get him with your fake German accent.
Oh, by the way, one of the minis I painted recently looks like it's straight out of Dark Souls. It looks like the Dark Souls mascot, but it's a woman.
Oh, nice. Does it praise the sun?
It can, and it probably needs it because it's super dark.
Can it get good? Those are the only Dark Souls memes I know. So
It can, in fact, get good. It's called leveling up, which, you know, like every other fantasy game has.
you know that I was thinking about that recently. I was like, you know, it's kind of awful from a role-playing standpoint that every game gives you like the option to choose your age, but if you want to play as like an older person, you still start off as like a scrub. Like, shouldn't your ass be better at some things than others? Like, why does everyone just start off at the same like blanket level of aptitude?
Ageism, man. I hate fucking ageism.
I don't know. I was like, I feel like if you're an old person in D&D, you should probably start at a higher level.
That's why I usually start. Whenever I'm DMing, I'm always like, yeah, you guys are playing at least level 5. That's when the fun stuff starts.
Right, exactly. Like, level 1, you can use one spell a day. You are fucking useless at everything. Try not to die. It's just like, this is super fun until you know you're me and you get god rolls on everything and you break the game and everyone gets mad at you.
I kinda already did that with one of my characters.
Good.
But we have plans to actually make him a villain, so I'm kind of okay with it.
Oh, that's super good then, because then you're ready to heel turn on everyone.
Yeah, and I'm the paladin.
Oh, nobody would expect the paladin.
Well, maybe this paladin. He's a... Alright, imagine Claymore, but the Claymore character is really, really, really into their job.
Oh, okay. Oh my god. Yeah, they were already really into their job.
Yeah. These guys would be saying, whoa, chill. Chill, motherfucker.
Claymore, that's a blast from the past.
Yep. I actually came up with I didn't realize that the idea I had for this character's backstory and his religious order were so close to Claymore until I started like, oh fuck, this is Claymore. Fuck!
That show...
My origins are slightly different.
See, Claymore's weird because it's definitely something that I watched and I thought it was good until I watched everything that inspired Claymore, and I'm like, oh wow, all of this is way better. Like, man, Claymore, you thought that was good. You should probably watch Berserk and get yourself, you know.
Yeah, actually, no. Don't watch the new Berserk. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Just watch the old one.
Yeah, I've only watched the Golden Age like arc, those 3 movies that were on Netflix.
Yeah, those were better. Those were much better. The series has been total shit. There was a 90s anime version that was actually like really good for the 90s.
Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces, and I know Ben from Team 4 Star would suck its dick if it had one, so it's...
Oh yeah, he would.
It's just, and everybody at work's like, I don't like anime that much, man, but Berserk's my shit. I'm like, I know it is, because it's everybody's shit. It's just like how movie buffs, even if they don't like anime or something, they still see Ghost in the Shell and Akira. So... Oh, that's weird. They changed my clothes for me. I am not a fan of that. I did not consent.
Did somebody strip me?
Yeah, for real. I did not agree to wear this trench coat. Now I look like a dork.
So I did not know this for the longest time, but apparently you can change that outfit.
Which outfit?
Your, like, default home outfit.
Oh, that is newish, as in the last update they did before they stopped making updates.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just, I still didn't know about it until I accidentally stumbled across it.
Oh, okay.
Way later on down the line.
Yeah, I actually remember watching the live stream where they announced that was a thing. They were like, so we were looking at all the mod forums, and we agree with you guys, you need new pajamas. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. I like it when people are like, yeah, whatever, just give the fans what they want. That's basically what Trespasser was. It was all like, we're wrong, you're right, here's all this extra shit, we're leaving, bye. See you again in Mass Effect. And they weren't there for Mass Effect. Oh, did you play Andromeda? Because it's honestly not as awful as everyone pretends it is.
No, but I have not enjoyed any of the Mass Effect games.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
I have tried. I've really tried.
What is it about Mass Effect specifically?
The characters just never really drew me in, and I didn't like the feel of the gameplay.
Okay.
There's just something about it that just never quite gelled with me.
Because Andromeda gameplay-wise is like a mix between 1 and 3. It's really fluid. It's actually probably the best mechanically. But the characters are exactly the same. So if you didn't like the characters, you're probably still not going to like the game.
They never drew me in.
Yeah, they're, I don't know, I'm definitely more of like a developer whore than anything. Like, I like all Bethesda games, but I know there are some people that prefer Elder Scrolls over Fallout, and vice versa. I don't get those people. I think they're wrong, but I know they're out there. Gotta run around this town and strip it of all of its free shit. Okay, I know how to play this game. So, neat, I don't know if it's a glitch, it's probably a glitch, or an exploit, that's what the kids call it. I'm not sure if it's been patched yet, but I'll find out next time. If you are in a hub area that, like, gives you, like, loot and stuff, as long as you leave one item in the chest, that chest will refresh when you come back. So it's a really good way to get higher level gear when you're not supposed to have it yet, or at least stuff to scrap, which I will need because I'm only like half paying attention this playthrough, and I've already, you know, almost wiped like twice. Uh, so, who was your favorite person in Inquisition, and why was it Dorian?
Well, the mustache and the incredibly charismatic personality with the perfect ass helped.
He does have a super nice ass, and I've never romanced him. I only know that because of Tumblr.
You never romanced?
No, I've always made him like my bro. He's still my favorite person, but I had like a list of people I was gonna romance, and Dorian's been at the bottom. I was actually going to romance. Yeah, I was going to romance him until Trespasser came out, and I was like, okay, now I gotta do that Solus, see what I'm missing. My biggest regret will always be that you can't marry Vivian, because she's fantastic. I like everybody in this game, romance-wise, honestly. I know everyone kind of collectively hates on Sarah, but like her relationship is super real compared to the rest of them.
She's just such a hardcore libertarian Republican. I can't get into her.
I know. She's the complete opposite of what everyone thought she was gonna be. It was very jarring, especially since she was my first romance, like in my first playthrough. It was weird, dude. It was really conflicting because I played, Dalish elf who is super into elf stuff, and that's like the exact opposite person Sarah is. So, and they fight a lot, like, people with different political groups do. She's like, well, I don't think I could be around you if you're gonna believe this shit. And she's like, well, I don't think I could be around you if you're gonna be a dummy. And it's just like, okay, that's realistic. I'm feeling personally attacked.
Yeah, you don't have to stay in that kind of relationship. Just saying, oh wait, it's bio.
Right, exactly. It's like they don't believe in polyamory. I do have to. I committed to this early on, and I don't have enough time to go back.
I was gonna say they just don't believe in breakups. They think relationships are forever.
Unless the person you're dating's like a giant hoe, there's no way you're going to be able to go back on it. That's why Isabella will always be MVP. Flirt with her once, boom, done deal. Good job, Hawk.
And everybody lived happily ever up inside her.
I don't know. I really like. I think Cassandra's probably the best one. Because she's...
As far as the ladies, yeah, she is best girl.
Because she's definitely the most realistic as a person. Like, gruff military lady who's, like, into shitty literature. Like,
shitty porn.
It just... Oh my god. And she's pretty great. And she definitely grew from the person that barely had anything to do into when you get to actually know her and Liliana and shit in this one. And it's cool. It's just she probably has more history than a lot of the romances in the entire series have. Other than Isabella, but Isabella kind of didn't do too much in Origins. Oh, no, there's Anders, too, but I hate Anders, and I forget about him sometimes.
That's not a bad thing.
There are so many people that defend him to the end of the world. Like, he had to blow up the church. I was like, no, he didn't.
You did not have to keep going back to the blood magic pool.
Right. But you said he came out around what time?
around a lot of people going through puberty and self-discovery.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I guess I was in high school when DA2 came out. So hopefully their tastes have matured and they realized they were all stupid.
Well, I don't know about that far, but maybe.
And that Meryl was the only choice in that game.
Damn Skippy.
Even if you did have to sacrifice her teacher and or entire village.
Man, they wasn't doing anything.
They're just sitting there and complaining, taking up valuable land.
Mm-hmm. Did her a favor, you actually put him to some good use. Alright, let's swap some gear around for Hellboy,
See,
oh, damn, yes.
What's up?
He's got like the full curvy ram horns, like some welder's goggles, and a giant ass cigarette.
Nice. So you can change his cigar? That's pretty dope.
Yep. It's part of like his head mods, but yeah.
That's great. I got Hellboy the day it came out. Oh god. Does it get all weirdly proportioned? Does it become 90%
No.
shoulders?
He already was that, but no, I meant like he's got pouches on his fist now.
Oh, so you mean they Final Fantasy him up? They Tetsu Nomura him. He just gets more belts and pouches.
Liefeld did a lot of the pouches too.
Okay. You know, he did, you're right. He was really into bandoliers. I forgot about that.
Yep, now he's got a bandolier like just for his fist.
It's probably filled with like kitten treats or extra cigars.
Probably. Yeah. Probably. Yeah.
This entire run is just going to be me prepping for the run. But there's a lot of free shit at Haven, and I'm going to take it while I can. Come here, goat. I have to sacrifice you.
You weren't doing anything with your time.
Exactly. Get over here like one of Meryl's clan, damn it. I hit a tree with my arrow. I am an idiot. Damn it, goat, you win today. I don't know if I could win a solo fight with a buffalo over here, goat. I need you to come back.
Oh, yeah, no, you could not. Not at the... Definitely not at the level you are.
Like, when I'm playing on casual, sure, but Nightmare, they're probably gonna kick my ass.
They are some fucking demon Druffalo.
Yeah, that goat took longer to kill than I'd like to admit, so I won't admit it.
So I've been rewatching Key and Peele, so now I was thinking, like, oh hell no, you a demon. Is this your card? Oh hell no, you a demon.
Oh man. I need to actually watch it all the way through instead of just cherry picking episodes.
I've just been letting it go on. Pull up Hulu, autoplay, just go.
Might as well. I mean, why am I paying for it?
I'm paying for the commercial-free one too.
Same, because I don't have enough time left in my life to deal with commercials. I want to be part of the generation that kills commercials. Tells advertisers I don't care. If I wanted it, I was going to buy it.
Yep.
You know, I've been watching The Path on Hulu. I want to say that's the only reason I'm still subscribed. And this season has not been the best.
Well then do what I do. Just rewatch a shitload of Danny Phantom.
I'm the box ghost.
I am the Dax Ghost!
Oh my god.
That's the same voice actor who did the dad.
That sounds right. Such a
Kinky.
That's such a good like Wisconsin accent. I'm so angry about that. So I'm not a fan of where I'm at right now in Chicago because I'm just outside of Chicago to not count as Chicago, but close enough to Chicago that everyone's afraid we're going to get shot. I'm like, we live in the most boring part of Illinois outside the farms. There's like...
Look, I mean, are you close to South Chicago, or...
No. No.
Well, then you're fine. You're not
right.
gonna get lighted.
We live on, well, I guess it is kind of South Chicago. It's Southwest Chicago, though. It's like right next to the lake? Is it a river? I really don't know. I think it's a river. But it's like nice. Even the shitty part is nice. It's just nice stuff all around here.
Fair enough.
But it's the same, you know, hashtag fake news. Everyone's like, oh, there's so much violence. It's like, is there? Really? Because when I was in Rockford, there was a lot worse things happening. Is it a good fist? Is it the best fist?
It is a mighty fist. It's a mighty fist of fisting.
Good. You know, that sounds like something NetherRealm would make, too.
It definitely does. But for now, we have genital jousting on Steam.
Didn't that game get censored or something?
God, I hope not, because that kind of takes away from the whole point of it.
Right. Oh no, I think they just had to take down their promo video. Like, it has a big censor bar on it when you watch it now.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just trying to fuck the other dildo in the ass.
Yeah, no, I've seen the gameplay. It's an interesting premise.
Bought it for me.
Nice.
So I actually own it.
Did you get a chance to try Team 4 Stars play game yet?
No. Which game was that?
The Super Knockoff.
The knockoff. No, I haven't tried that.
It is fun. It is co-op only.
Okay.
So you have to have someone next to you in order to play it. Like, there's no multiplayer, there's no single player, it's co-op only.
That doesn't sound so bad.
It's not, especially not for the price. It's just, I don't know if it explicitly says it, because a bunch of people were freaking out about it. It's like, okay guys, you know, it's a $10 game, it's not like you blew $30, and there's a thing called refunds. But yeah, it's good though. Like, mechanically, it's pretty sharp. My brother and I played it last time he was down, and oh my god, it's just the goofiest shit with the very clear knockoffs that they're doing.
I have seen some of the knockoffs, and they're pretty fucking fantastic. Holy fuck.
And it's pretty great to hear Lanny scream as Vegeta, but not be Vegeta. So.
Vegenot.
Hashtag not my Vegeta.
Hashtag
right.
the Vegeta we deserve.
Yeah. So I actually hopped on Xenoverse for the first time in forever. Oh my god, I can't believe you can color your mentors now. That is the funniest thing. It's like, I'm gonna make Cooler pink. Everybody's pink now. Looks like Vegeta stuck his gloves in the wrong dryer.
Yeah, that was a nice little update they made. I got the Steam version, so I modded it,
Good.
which really just amounted to me adding a bunch of new transformations for all the races, like a kind of shitty knockoff Ultra Instinct, but still was kind of effective, and at least it gave my Namekian something to charge up into.
Oh yeah, I feel bad for Namekians because they were like on top of the world when the game first came out, and then they were like, "Nah, you're a little too good," and they haven't been useful at all since.
No, they ain't. So. But if you, but it also added like Trunks's Spirit Saiyan thing from the Goku Black arc. And the two forms of it, where he's got the all-white eyes, and then where he's like calmed down and more focused and doing the Spirit Blade thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird that they added those Trunks moves, but not that attack itself. I was like, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had a lot more fun with Xenoverse next week. Oh, I also added in mods that increased the experience rate so that I could just jump to level 95 immediately.
Okay, that's actually a pretty good selling point. Because I know a lot of the mods, they're just, they're like retextures or replacers, so they have to actually take over, like, a file. Which I'm never, like, a fan of those, because that's taking away content as opposed to, like, adding it. But, things like XP boosts, anything that'll help me dick over that cheating AI, that's actually nice.
Yeah, no, so I played the whole story mode at level 95.
Were you just like one-shotting everything?
Not one-shotting, but, you know, like one or two combos and you're pretty much done and waiting for the AI to finish its dialogue so that the story can move on.
Oh, that's the worst.
Them to death
right.
times over.
So you're just like juggling their useless body in the air while they're shit-talking you. It's like, what are you gonna do? Just finish your sentence so I can beat you again.
Pretty much, yeah. But, I mean, being able to go Super Saiyan pretty early is really nice, and not having to grind up to, I think, level 60 in order to get it from Vegeta.
Oh, yeah, I actually just unlocked Super Vegeta because I never play as my Saiyan, and it is like 60-something. And you have to be like 90 before you can unlock Super Saiyan God, so I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be another year before I even get that.
Yeah, so I just went ahead and you have to like max out the friendship with Whis.
Oh, really?
His,
oh god.
Training missions are a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I do. Now I'm kind of upset that my character was a Frost Demon, because that means I'm gonna have to redo all that shit with my Saiyan.
Yeah.
Gonna name my helmet Inquiqui.
Yeah, do it. You got it from just like the local Dragon Age ghetto shop.
And it's Dalish for Inquiqui.
Oh yeah, he over there playing Dragon Age Inquiqui.
It's not racist because you're black.
It's still racist even though I'm black.
Now, if you admit to that, then I have to admit to so much more, so it's not racist. From minority to minority, that's the ruling that's been passed. You can't take that away from us.
God, I love that college humor skit.
You're like 1/8 of a pizza. That's hardly a snack.
I'm an eighth black, you're black.
Exactly. You just don't know the struggles of a barely Asian person. So I can kind of see it
Your rice patty problems.
with your cheekbones. No, it's just weird because I looked less like it the older I got. But when I was young, it was super prominent. Now I kind of just look like my dad, but different.
Like, you can still kind of see it there, but there's definitely, like, definitely see the Hispanic.
Like, yeah, you have to squint, and then I'm just like, are you really squinting at me, bro? So...
No, okay, even funnier, my cousin Damon. He is half white, half black, looks Hispanic, but as he's gotten older, now he looks like a stereotypical old Japanese man from World War II. Circular glasses and the squinty eyes,
right?
A round head.
Yeah, I gotcha. That's pretty great. What's better, crit chance or crit damage?
Crit chance.
Yeah, that sounds right. That's gonna kill all my leather, but I won't need to make a new weapon until fucking way later. I'm gonna name it after you.
Aw.
It's gonna be a bow called Mirrors, and they'll be like, why? And I'll be like, your mom.
It's like a tribe called Quest. You got to say the whole thing.
Only cunts name their swords.
And everybody like a little pussy.
Exactly.
Is how I stay in business.
Oh my god. Did you see the SNL Black Panther skit?
Yes.
I'm just frying up some burgers over here. Nobody wants your burgers.
It's lion meat. Can't get that anywhere else.
I'm just happier here because as soon as you leave, they turn into panthers. And I'm a little boar.
It's a warthog.
Oh, yeah, the warthog. They say it's a game, but I don't believe them.
Oh, Keenan. You're never gonna leave SNL.
I don't think he wants to.
All you know.
Right, that's literally all he's done. What, in fucking Keenan and other guy who fell off the map?
He fell off into the map. He fell off the map and back into a church.
Oh, is that what happened? That sounds right. That sounds like an actor
really
thing.
Religious, started writing novels and stuff like that, memoirs.
Hey, as long as he's not killing people. So.
Yeah, like he's had. Oh, okay. I think like one of his biggest claims to fame in the last 20 years has been he was in Like Mike 2.
I forgot they made a sequel.
Exactly.
This lady's just talking to my bow because it's so nice.
Something about it. It's kind of.
It's like mirrors.
Mysterious. Like southern continenty.
It's kind of racially ambiguous.
Like there's definitely some brown to it, but not too brown. So I feel safe.
Maybe he's just a really tan Jew, Bo.
Hey, ex-Jew. Ex-Jew.
Ex-Jew. I don't think you can leave the Torah, alright?
Oh, you can. It's too stubborn to actually chase after you. It just sits in its armchair condescendingly.
I'm taking my curls with me.
You do whatever you want. I will be right here.
Oh no. Damn it. Me and my loot all fucking reflex. I'm ruining my own strategies.
I just watched Batman juggle, or Hellboy juggle Batman in the air for 10 straight seconds.
That's a comic I would read.
Mm-hmm.
I think Batman needs... I think he actually did lose recently, and I just haven't read it. But he definitely needs to lose more, because he's kind of gotten to that point of ridiculousness, and nobody will stop talking about how overpowered he is. Despite having no powers.
He loses a lot. So he's usually got to call in for backup.
Right, but he needs to, like, lose something. Preferably Damien. Forever.
Damien is a fucking treasure.
Whatever. He's awful.
He is awful in the Injustice games. He is a fucking treasure in the comics.
He is awful in anything where I have to physically hear his voice.
Okay, then just read the comic.
I don't have time to read. I'm too busy playing games or listening to movies.
Yeah, no. Damien is a okay. If Bruce, died again and Dick Grayson had to become Batman again, definitely have the two of them together. Just Damien and Dick. Because they are fantastic together.
But they already did that, and people were...
And it was wonderful.
Complaining and not complaining, and it was so conflicting. Because nobody can let Dick have anything.
Except the comics is nice and fast.
That's fair. Oh, and
And the most dramatic falling poses.
He does have super dramatic falling poses. Well, you know how his parents died, right? I'd fucking fall dramatically too if I was him.
I'm coming, parents.
I'd try to stab that dark void if it was coming after me too. Are you joking?
Dude, sci-fi RPGs suck. Pen and paper ones do.
Oh, okay. See, a lot of sci-fi, unfortunately, falls kind of victim to how imaginative you are with technology. And, like, mechanics don't really line up well with that.
No, because, like, every sci-fi RPG I've come across is, okay, now add, like, 6 billion dice of this, or you need 3 pages of notes to determine, like, what something does.
Right, because everything's futuristic and complicated. That's why... No, go on.
No, go ahead.
It's just...
It's gonna be a while.
So that's why, like, high fantasy or mixed fantasy sci-fi stuff's so popular, because, like, you can have the person with a bow who has to roll dex and to see if they hit, or you could have the person with, like, the robot arm that can crush people even though they're, like, a tiny person. So...
I'm playing a science fantasy game right now with some guys, and I'm hating it.
What kind of... Like, what's the base game? Are you guys doing Pathfinder, or...
It's an 80s RPG called Alternity, which is supposedly just the best one ever made. From a certain standpoint, I can see why it is, because it's meant to play out like a movie, and depending on how well you roll, everybody does their actions at the same time in sequence. Like, if you roll between these numbers, you get to you all do your actions at the same time in this round, and then the next bracket, you all do that in that round, next bracket, so on and so on, to make like a big epic movie scene where people are shooting at the same time and stuff like that. And as long as you have a grasp of the mechanics, you can make it go fairly quickly, but learning it is the biggest bitch. Like, we maybe got an hour of play done in the 6 hours we were playing. And that was with 2 experienced people on the team out of the 5 of us.
That's yeah, no, I think you need like 3, maybe 4 dice. Anything more than that, it's too complicated. Move on.
Yeah. And I mean, I've got another one called What's Old is New. It's the old and the new are acronyms for something, I forget, which are probably the most friendly, and it just uses a bunch of D6s. It's still kind of a pain in the ass setting it up, but its contribution is, okay, do you have a skill in this? Cool, just add another dice to whatever you're rolling and have fun.
I don't play enough pen and paper stuff to really know. I've really only done the Pathfinder thing.
5e is super fun, especially with all the new classes they put out.
Yeah, I've heard that like hybrid builds are like really viable now, and I guess they weren't in the past, and I was like, that's neat, because hybrid classes are always the best thing about video games, honestly. So
True. I mean, I've been playing one dude who's a paladin Oath of Conquest, rather than... He's not a good paladin, he's all about crushing the hope of people and causing fear and all that. That's been delightful.
This is your secret villain paladin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just playing like a realistic zealot, that's all.
I mean... Yeah, pretty much. Actually, there's a barbarian class now that's called Path of the Zealot, which just imbues your hits with divine power as you rage.
Nice. I mean, that makes sense, because a lot of barbarians are usually pretty religious. They just, go Viking gods, so they're all about killing people.
Yeah, exactly. They've also added a class for the warlock called the Hexblade, where you basically a swordsman warlock, so you get some martial prowess stuff, and all of your god is basically concentrated in your weapon.
Oh, like spell sword stuff, right?
Kind of like spell sword, but more malicious. There is, I think, actually a spell sword class now for wizard, but the Hexblade is warlock, so you get a lot of boons and things that you can continually swap out as you level up. I've actually made one that is just it's a death tank. It's a warlock, which are usually kind of squishy because they don't have much in the way of armor.
Right.
Hexblades can use medium armor and can actually fight. They can swing their blade twice because it's like thirsting for blood.
So you're like a Death Knight from Final Fantasy Tactics.
Closer to a Death Knight, yes.
Which are the best class of anything ever, and half the reason why Tactics is the best Final Fantasy ever.
Sure.
I mean...
I haven't played it.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, so it was my first Final Fantasy out of like any of the Final Fantasies, because we were poor. And that was what was in the bargain bin, so I played Tactics and 9 in that order. And Tactics is ridiculous. That's why everyone talks about it so much in the fucking Final Fantasy community. But Death Knights, every time you hit something, you get health back. They can summon, like, giant swords from the ground that steal health, and you can attack people from, like, panels away. They're basically like a mid-close range mage that refuses to die, and your main character can become one. And that's the most important thing. Your main character becomes just like this OP monster. The rest of the game is awful hard though, because you know it's the 90s and they don't like consumers for some reason. But it's amazing. It's one of those things where I think the reason you don't see it a lot is because it doesn't have a number. It is a well, no, not that. I wasn't talking about the Final Fantasy. I was talking about the class. It's one of those. It's I don't know. It's like you're your own healer. It's like if necromancers had a melee class. That's basically what it is. Just
That's pretty tight.
Everything is health steal. It's the best.
There's actually a class like that in Torchlight, the Berserker. It actually has health steal. Whenever it does a crit, it steals 5% of health, and its crit rate is insanely high, and all of its health, all of its abilities boost crit rate and life steal. Not all of its abilities, but some of the main ones. So you can just plow into enemies, and while your main Berserker weapons don't do any splash damage, your attacks are so fast and they break armor, so you are a one-man horde breaker.
So it's like the anti-monk then.
It's kind of an anti-monk, yeah. Actually, there is a 5th edition monk that does that. It's called the Death Monk.
Death Monk.
Yeah, way of the long death or something like that. But whenever you kill someone, you can like gain temporary health points, and they're considered like one of the best in the monk classes.
The only monk classes I have experience with, unfortunately, are the monk from Diablo, who I know is definitely not like other RPG monks, or the monk from Dark Alliance Baldur's Gate, which is, you know, also not like other RPG monks. You see, did you ever play the Dark Alliance games?
No. Well, no. I think I have Baldur's Gate. I just did not care to play it.
If you like hack and slashes, they were like the fucking junk food of hack and slash. They were amazing.
Then I definitely did not play them. I will look these up. I was thinking of the original Baldur's Gate then.
No, not CRPG. Dark Alliance was like a spin-off, and I guess like hardcore Baldur's Gate fans hate it. But Sebastian and I, we both played them when we were kids, and we're like, they're fucking amazing. Like you basically the first game is okay. It's like Dungeons and Dragons and Gauntlet had a baby. That's what Dark Alliance is. Yeah. So you have the Baldur's Gate like themes and everything, but you've got like gauntlets set up where it's, you know, isometric third person view, and it's obviously more action game than it is RPG, so that's kind of a linear progression. But I want to say the people that made that game, they kind of helped with Lord of the Rings War in the North. If you played that, yeah, Dark Alliance is just a bad version of that because it is old.
That sounds fair.
But honestly, if I had a chance, if I had the choice of playing Dark Alliance or War in the North, I'd play Dark Alliance because it has more freedom. Like, oh, and it has Dritzo Durin. That's how I learned about him, and he's like the best dark elf ever, according to anyone who's ever read a book.
I mean, yes. Although Warhammer fans would say, "Fuck you, Malice Darkblade is king," because he is edgelord fodder of all ages.
See, look, I don't know who that is because I've only ever played Vermintide, so...
Malice Darkblade was like the bastard son of a noble who tamed a lizard mount that nobody else could, So his dad was super impressed, and he rose through the ranks of the armies, and eventually had a sword that devoured his soul because it was possessed by a demon, and then he went off searching for his soul, just killing everyone in his way, and
So
some other stuff happened.
he's the Lich King from Warcraft?
Kind of, but angrier.
Lich King was pretty angry.
Yeah, you don't know Warhammer Dark Elves, bro.
I don't, but...
They literally have a holiday called Murder Night, where, like, the priestess witch elves go around looking for kids in the street to throw into a cauldron of blood.
I feel like Elder Scrolls has the nicest Dark Elves out of any fantasy thing ever. And they're Satanist worshippers that have, like, an assassin clan that's just widely accepted in politics.
Remember I said the witch elves throwing babies into the cauldron of blood? Okay, but the babies that live get to become assassins. That's
Oh my
where the
god.
assassin clan comes from.
That's very Spartan of them. All the babies that live get promoted.
Yeah, the Dark Elves are like if the Spartans and the Lannisters kind of fuse their ways. Specifically the Lannister family, because there's a lot of implied incest.
Oh, Dark Elves have it rough enough. They don't need incest.
I mean, the main focus of this incest are the king of them all and his mother.
Oh, they don't need Epidus incest.
Well, it's because she's insanely manipulative. And she literally serves the chaos god of pleasure.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Actually, while we're on the topic of Dark Elves, do you, because I got in an argument with one of my friends about this, do you consider the Qunari Dark Elves?
No.
Why not?
I would say they are too close to being like Dragonkin elves.
The current theory, because their origin still is, like, not really explained, is that they are dragon spawn.
Experiment.
Yeah, so
I would not consider them Dark Elves exactly, because there has to be a reason for them to like really be called Dark Elves, and the Qunari haven't really done that.
See, I've always seen the Dark Elves as like the they're supposed to be the not analytical, the antithesis of whatever the elf society is in your RPG.
Right.
So if the Qunari are experimented elves like people are saying they are, that's a dark elf, bro. That's just their version of a dark elf. Like Elder Scrolls, dark elves are just fucking high elves that got cursed, and they decided to go, you know, completely opposite with Ultimate Society. Like they're opposites basically, even though they have a very similar origin.
Yeah, and the Dark Elves in Warhammer were once high elves that had this huge schism with everyone else because they were sick of being sent into battle all the time and not being represented properly and a whole bunch of other shit. Plus, they were just fucking evil anyway,
And then, and you know, Warcraft, their dark elves are stupid because they're the normal elves, and dark elves are the normal elves. So, I don't know what was going on with that, but...
Alright, so I'd say you make a fair argument. I'm not entirely convinced, but from that standpoint, I can see how you would come to that.
Because it's just like, if the Qunari do come from elves,
yes,
they're this version of dark elf. Since some translators on stupid old poems can't even agree on whether or not dark elves are dwarves or not. Some think they're like literal black elves, and other people think that they're just a different translation for dwarf. And that's why dark elves are the best, because they always have a different origin story, since no one can agree where they came from. I'm just saying, Iron Bull betrayed me and it broke my heart.
You had to, like, make him love you.
No, because even if you romance him, if you don't save his crew, he still betrays you.
Alright. Why didn't you save his crew?
Because I wanted the Canary military on my side, like a smart person who is running a military would want.
That's fair.
Do you want an entire country or 5 bandits? I think
pretty charismatic bandits.
the math was on my side with that one, okay?
No. Fair. That is totally fair.
I stand by my choice. I'm just hurt, that's all.
Well.
I need to make one of those who would win 5 bandits or 1 salty boy memes. But yeah, it was kind of cool when Iron Bull betrays you, though, especially if you're a nerd and you actually know what the Canary sayings are. Because you know how he's always calling you boss?
Uh-huh.
He's like, okay, boss, whatever you say, boss. Well, when he betrays you, he's like, let's go, boss. But, you know, it's B-A-S instead of, you know, B-O-S-S. Yeah. And that basically translates to nothing person or trash. So he's just like, yeah, that's right. I was playing spy the entire time. I was like, oh, I'm gonna fucking explode you from the inside, you bastard. But the worst part of the betrayal is how you have to fight a dragon immediately afterwards, and I really needed him because you don't get to replace your party member. I was like, he was wearing all my best warrior gear. I have to fight this fucking dragon, and he was my tank. I'm so angry about this because I double rogued like an idiot.
I never double rogue.
I was banging Sarah, dude. You always keep the romance person in the party. So it's pretty neat seeing Cassandra dressed up as the Pope fighting people. Because it means Orlais has the best Pope in all of fiction ever.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Like, she gets her own special Battle Pope outfit. It's super cool.
That entertains me more than it should.
It was definitely worth it. I was like, yep. Oh man, I think I made her Pope in the playthrough where she married my Templar too. That's going to be interesting. I look forward to 4 just to see how that plays out. Yes, I, the Inquisitor, who's wanted by half the world, am married to the Pope. So, did you know that you can kill Liliana in Origins?
Yes.
And
she will still be alive.
Right.
They actually come up with some reason of, like, the ashes were next to her when she woke up.
Yeah, she apparently is like a lyrium zombie, because it actually changes your world state through various choices. If she was dead or not. It's like, that's weird. Because I guess in like when you're doing Dorian's mission where you're like hopping through time, and you know how Liliana's like being tortured, and you can see her kind of as a zombie. Well, apparently there's like a codex talking about how her tissue can actually keep people alive longer than they're supposed to.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, because they were force-feeding people red lyrium, and they were also giving people, like, cadaver implants. Oh, excuse me. To see if, it would, like, change the rate of exposure and shit like that. And apparently the lyrium would just skip over Liliana's tissue altogether.
Damn.
Yeah, and they kept on trying to like force feed her the stuff to see if she would die, and she just wouldn't. It's like that's really weird. What is Liliana made out of? So it's like, how strong is Ferelden Jesus that her ashes made Liliana super immortal to something that can corrupt like literal god figures?
That is
It made me really upset that I don't have a playthrough where I romanced her, because I find her really annoying in Origins. I don't like preachy people, man. I can't do it. Even if they are singing to me and they have funny French accents.
No,
That, and how can you romance Liliana when Zevran and Morrigan are a thing? Dude, did you know that the voice actress that plays Liliana, her kid is actually the voice of Kieran, and his name is Odin.
that is kind of wonderful.
Yeah. Because, like, everything I've ever seen her in, she plays as, like, a witch of some kind, so she definitely gets typecasted as that person. And her kid's name is Odin. That's just super dope.
That is very dope.
But I thought it was pretty cool that her kid got to play her kid. He's got such like a unique voice. I've never heard a little kid that sounded like that. But I don't hear a lot of British children, so.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me of Mark Hamill talking about the first time he ever saw a black British kid.
What?
Yeah, I'm serious. He was telling us on a radio where the interviewer's black. Everybody around was like, yeah, it's like the first time I ever saw a black kid in Britain. Like, alright, I see him. He looks like he'd be some kid from anywhere, Chicago, whatever. So, alright, this looks right, whatever. And then he opens his mouth, and then I'm going to tell Mummy, you were being very uncouth to me all afternoon. And it blew my fucking mind, man.
That's awesome.
It looked right, but it didn't sound right.
I love Mark Hamill.
He is a fucking treasure.
I'm
He's sad when he dies.
He's not going to die. He's going to live on in the Force. Forever. It makes me wonder why they made John Boyega talk like an American. Like, there's no reason for it.
No, there's not. And they make him such a silly stooge as Finn, and it pisses me off. Especially since there was a deleted scene when he takes out Phasma that actually makes him look awesome and gives character to Phasma.
Who, in the second movie?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that deleted scene was way better. I'm like, why did this get cut?
For fucking real. Is this to appease the white supremacists? Is that what you're going for, Disney?
Yeah, I don't. Sometimes I watch the movie and I'm like, this is probably one of the best Star Wars. And then other times I'm watching it and I'm like, why did they make half of these decisions? Like, I feel so conflicted. The point is, John Boyega could be British and it wouldn't change anything.
might change like the quality of his acting because he can really he's limited, I think, when he's doing the accent, but he can really charisma the fuck out of a situation when he's being British.
Well, I mean, because then he doesn't have to double act. He can just...
Yeah, exactly. He can just be John Boyega.
Right. Maybe they were worried that
Treasure that
they didn't want to have too many accents being the main stars for the new trilogy or something. Since, you know, letting Poe live was a last-minute decision, so... They were like, oh man, now we have our token American. It's too late. John Boyega's already filmed everything.
I don't know, after Poe's arc, I kind of would have been okay if he had died in this movie.
Are you saying you don't agree with Poe? He was only questioning the higher command over and over and over and over again, like he'd never been part of a military before.
Yeah. And felt no remorse for leading a bunch of people to their deaths.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's one of those criticisms I don't get. There people are like, I hate General Holda. She came out of nowhere and she's so mean to Poe. I was like, Poe actively got half of their military killed in one attack. Of course she was being mean to him. He just got demoted for being an idiot. Like, your criticism is a stupid criticism.
People are very stupid.
The problem with being a Star Wars fan is you're the only Star Wars fan. Everybody else is wrong.
Dude. Okay, so this, I don't know why this is making me happy, but they just added in Bruce Wayne as a skin for Batman.
I saw that. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Sorry, keep going. I got very distracted because that made me happy.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I never use those costumes, though. I prefer the creative characters.
Well, same here, for the most part. I like the, that I can just have a slot be Bruce Wayne.
Right. Yeah, I always leave the AI characters as the dressed-up ones. Because it's funny watching people comment on, like, Power Girl. You have some strong, assets.
I mean...
Oh my...
Right.
I want to see how they're going to handle Power Girl in this Supergirl TV show, because that is going to be so funny.
Oh god, I'm just imagining the main actress, but they just stuff her top.
Exactly, like, are they going to have her in some, like, awful bustier or something? That's gonna be amazing. And like how awkward her gay ass sister is gonna be when she sees her like that.
Oh, I should not be thinking these things, but I am.
It's like, to be fair, that's not your sister.
She's my sister. She's adopted.
I mean, a parallel adopted sister is super not your sister.
Not even from the same universe. You should talk to her. What is the worst that could happen?
Fans flood the /R34 thing for a couple weeks. That's the worst that could happen.
Like they aren't already.
I actually have no idea. I've never looked. I have no idea how to use Reddit, full confession.
I only have, like, some understanding of... Okay, I'm gonna stop.
All I know is it's, like, slightly better 4chan, and that's not saying a lot.
No. Oh, I have the Kami Superman emblem.
I do too. I love it.
So do I.
because I definitely have the Nazi Superman skin. So I put it on that one.
Nice.
Oh, so there is there's a armor set in Inquisition that I swear to God is just body paint.
Go on.
It's the Avar armor, and
Oh, yes.
I just discovered it because I bought the everything edition the other day because it was only like $7. I was like, okay, cool, that's cheaper than all the DLC, so why not? And one of my Vivians didn't have any armor, and that was in my inventory, so I was like, I'll see what that looks like, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's basically just it's basically Shibarian cloth.
Yeah, it's literally like the top half of them is wearing paint, and the bottom half of them is heavily armored. And I'm like, who at BioWare got paid to make that glorious thing?
And how can I take their job?
Right now, I'm putting Varric in it. You can't see the lovely chest hair, but I know it's there. Oh my god, Solus has so many abs, what the fuck?
He's in really good shape. It's not so much that he has super abs, it's just that he has so little body fat.
I need to get on the Fade diet. It seems to be working really well for him.
Yes.
If I become a supervillain, can I also look like that? Oh my god. Goddamn Billy Corgan elf and his glorious abs. That was genuinely shocking because normally I'm a perv and I only put the females in the what are they? They're not. Is it Kanarni? I think it has a different name, but the DLC armor. Oh no, I give it to Iron Bull because it's the only time he ever gets a shirt.
Oh yeah.
And I thought that was funny. I was like, naturally the Canary armor's when he actually puts some clothes on. That makes sense. Oh, duh, this potion mission. Ugh, okay. Now I need to chart my next outing. Everything is so dangerous. Oh my god, I leveled up. I didn't even notice. I know. Lizzie and I were joking on Sebastian, where like he can barely keep track of one kid. GG, bro. But now I have more nieces to buy goofy things for, so that's cool. Solus's abs are distracting me.
They're pretty spectacular.
What do I need Solus to be? I don't know. I didn't look up the mage recommendations. Oh no, my strats are failing me.
You're gonna be okay. Gonna be okay. But I gotta go to bed because I'm really tired and I have work in the morning.
That's fine. I plan on getting off soon.
I did not need to know that. Jesus Christ.
Ha 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 ha! You just be excited you're working again. You don't have to sit around and mope about your hand.
I was pretty okay with that, actually.
Sure, sure, sure. You say that, but
Yes, and I mean it too.
you're going to go to work and you're going to hate it and you're going to leave and you're going to be like, oh god, that was so good. It's like smacking yourself in the back with a belt.
No, I'll be like, oh god, I would rather go back to surgery.
You and I had completely different surgery experiences, it seems.
Yes, mine. Well, yours was in a very tender area, and mine was in a spot where I would, if I lost my hand, I would want to die.
I mean, but your hands weren't trying to actively kill you, also increasing your ball size 300%.
No, I was just apparently born with an extra tendon, which is causing them to clamp and cramp up and cause me tremendous pain.
That's... So you were too muscly.
I don't know. There's just an extra tendon in there. I don't think that's muscle. It's just an extra, like, taut wire ready to snap.
Oh no. Oh. Oh. Companion dialogue.
Oh, yeah. Bugged out for me.
Oh, I accidentally hit the start button. That was on me.
Damn you!
It's only the traitor and the best character in the game talking, so it wasn't important. Alright. You have a good night, man.
You too. Enjoy the nightmare.
I'll try.
Catch you around.
See you, man.